This conference will now be recorded.
So let's talk about dynamic expression. Even though I have given you the idea about this, but let's say we'll talk about it again.
Isn't it like the if clause, the for loops?
Sorry.
Is it like the for loop, the if conditions we specify for the conditions? I mean, if there is any validations to be placed.
No, I did not get your question. You are telling something or asking something?
Is the lightning expression related to the conditions which we place on the components?
So there will be something in the lightning expression. Even though we have been discussed most of the things, so I'll take this from.
Okay.
So expressor is something when you are getting the value from any variable. For example, let me show you. See, basically, when we define any attribute, for example, let's say this show section, and when we get the value of this attribute, that is called the expression. So we get the value of this attribute using the expression. This is one called expression, or in simple words. expression is something this one, where we try to get the value of attributes. V dot attribute. This is called the expression. Even though in VIA pages we do have this expression. Another is dynamic output in expression. So let's say we have been declared this variable, and this is the, we can say, static output as we have defined at the time of declaration. So dynamic output means when we are doing some operation, we are clicking, pressing any button, that time we are getting the response either from the server or from the JavaScript. So you might have seen, like, we are setting these variables from the controller, this one. So as we are setting the response here, component dot set. So we are defining the response, like at the time of run, when we are running it at runtime, what will be the response. So dynamically we are displaying the response, we are changing the output, even though you must have seen when we were displaying the list of contact. As we have to create this variable display contact, we are getting this response dynamically from the server. So we are dynamically setting this response. In the display list component, go to the controller and load contact helper. We are setting the response. You can see. So this is the dynamic response we are setting. Another term is conditional expression. Conditional expression means on the, we are using some conditions and we are displaying the output. That means on the basis of conditions we are displaying the output. So for that, what we can use, we will use or if, even though in the last session I have explained this thing to you here. So this is part of the conditional expression, means conditionally we are displaying the output on the basis of some condition, whether condition is satisfied or not, we are displaying the output. Another is data binding between the component. Data binding between the component means we are sending data from one component to another component. Data binding between the component means when we are sending some data from one component to another component using the parent-child hierarchy. Even though that I have been explained to you. So this is called this one, data binding between the components, because we are binding data from one component to another component. We are sending this using the parent-child hierarchy. Another is value provider. So if we talk about the value providers, so we do have two value providers. First is V and another is C. So V is used for the value variables or the attributes when we as a set or get, and C represents the controller, your Apex or your JavaScript. Another is expression evaluation. So basically, using expression evaluation concept, we evaluate the output. Let's say, for example, if I give an example, just a moment. So for this expression evaluation, we have two options. Either we can use the operators or we can use the functions. For example, let's say if you want to add two numbers, num1 and num2. So in the expression evaluation, you have two things. Either you can use v dot num1 plus num2. Another is you can use add num1 comma num2. So these are the functions available to evaluate the value or the output. I can take you with all the uh, reference. What are the options available for the expression evaluation? So first, let me show you this lightning expression. So you will get some more ideas. See, basically for that we have expression functions, add, sub, multi, div. These are the functions for string concat, format, join, length, empty, equal, greater than, less than. These are the functions, and even we do have operators as well. For the add, we can use 1 plus 1. For subtraction, we can use symbols. So even though we can use symbols and we can use complete functions, add, multiply, sub, less than, greater than, all these things. Another was main thing. Let me show you that. Yeah. So we were discussing these parts. Expression is something when we use this concept, or you can see the expression syntax is this one. When we try to get any value from any variable, that is part of the expression. Another dynamic output in expression. So when we use any variable and when we set dynamically, for example, I was setting for true and false. So dynamically when we change the value of any variable, that is called dynamic output in expression. Conditional expression means when we use or if. You can see here we are using when we or if to display some context or some content. That is a part of the conditional markup or conditional expression. And the data binding between the components. That means when we send some data from one component to another component. For example, this is the parent component we have, and another is child component. So what we are doing, we are including the child component. We are sending some data. You can see. So that is part of the data binding between the components. For the value providers, we do have two value providers. We discussed V and C. Now we are talking about expression evaluation. So for that we do have different options, different operators. First is plus minus. We can use the simple operator. Another is we can use symbols, equal to, not equal to, less than, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equals to. Let me show you the operators as well. add sub multi division, format empty length, equals not equals less than. So these are the another functions. So let me show you some examples. We can use same component. Let's say 25 and to undefined at 45. So there are two options. Either we can use v dot n1 plus n2. It's showing none. And why? You can see 70. Instead of this, we can also use function. You can see using function, we are getting the output, add function, and we can also use equals thank you auntie. It will be displaying false because both variables aren't equal. Let me put the same value in both. 45 45. This it should display true. So I'm sharing both the tutorials with you guys. Just go through with the different functions. And if you need any help for the practice in your practice time, or you get any challenge, just get back to me. So in the same way, you can utilize both the URLs as I'm using. Okay. आपका रिश्ता स्नेहा.
Yeah, okay,
Okay,
Naresh.
sir.
Okay. Okay. Today we are not having all the members, so
Yeah.
we'll be going to start with another topic.
Okay, Naresh, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Yesterday you have told, I think in the last for two sessions, in the component event, you have said there are three types, right? One is parental, one is hierarchy, one is event, and other one is you said some aura method or something. I remember.
Correct. Correct.
So you did not said that aura method, right?
Oh, yeah, I'll let you know. Whenever we'll be going
Okay, fine.
for an example, I will be teaching with your online.
Yeah, fine. I just want to check it. That's it.
Ah, sure, sure. No worries.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So thank you. Thanks for joining. Let's connect tomorrow the same time. Okay. So we'll be connecting tomorrow Saturday. I mean, it will be your Friday evening, my Saturday morning.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So, thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Yeah.